delighted. I mean, what a journey it's been with Natasha. I have to thank Top Rank for this as well, but this is our 5th world title fight together. She's broken so many records. I think when you sit down and you think what's left to achieve, a headline night in Liverpool against another icon of this era of women's boxing that's broken through. What Mikaela Mayer has done for US boxing since 2017 is incredible as well. We've had her over before in her only defeat, a controversial defeat. So for her to come back and be Natasha's dance partner in her hometown, she deserves a lot of credit. We saw on the weekend Katie Taylor in Ireland and the atmosphere that was created there. It'll be the same in Liverpool on January the 20th. So, yeah, delighted, very, very excited, and a huge fight for boxing.
Brilliant. I'll come back to you later for ticket updates, but let's start with the champion. Tasha, great to see you. Unless I've got this wrong, I think that this is the first fight at home since Patricia Bergholt back in September of 2022. How important was it for you to get this fight at home, to do it in front of Liverpool, where you've had to go to Manchester and do it, but to do it at home in Liverpool?
Yeah, Manchester's not too far away, and it's been good to me. As Ben said, you know, we've won a lot of world titles, only one being in Liverpool, but there's no place like home, and Liverpool's home to me. So, yeah, she is going to come into the Lions Den. I respect her for that. But, yeah, we're going to have a good night of boxing, which Liverpool's renowned for.
Yeah, I think it's a fight we both wanted, and it was pretty easy to make because we both wanted it, you know, and even when, and I'm sure she had to deal with the same thing, but even when George came back to me with the topics of negotiation, I said, yeah, I want to have it in Liverpool, yeah, just make the fight. You know, we both wanted it, and this is just proof of what happens when you have two fighters who genuinely want to make the fight happen.
And you were happy to come to Liverpool. It does give her home advantage. She's plied her trade up and down the UK, but it will be at home in the Lions Den. It will be a new experience for you.
Yeah, well, I already figured it would be in the UK because she's a champion, so I'm realistic there. And so, I mean, what's the difference between Liverpool and the UK? I mean, it might be a little bit rougher to walk into that scene.
There's probably 9,000 Scousers that are the difference.
That kind of excites me, though. I think it will challenge me, and I usually rise to the occasion under pressure like that. So I think it'll be fun. And also, you know, I think everything Natasha has accomplished, that she deserves a fight in her hometown of Liverpool. So I suspected that would be, you know, something that they asked for, and I had no problem giving it to them.
Another new experience will be championship weight 147. How have you found the move up in weight so far? I mean, one of the things that you keep saying is everybody keeps coming up to you and saying how well you look, which is a good thing. But how have you found, even at this point in training camp, what the biggest differences have been?
I think the biggest difference is just I'm enjoying training camp more. Like, to me, before, training camp sucked. It was not fun. It was hard work. I was fine with the hard work because I'm a fighter and that's what I do, and I just assumed that I was in a hard training camp doing what every fighter does because I had been doing that for so long. But I almost forgot it doesn't have to be that hard. It's enjoyable. I forgot how much I love the sport because for a while I was just exhausted, and it was hard. It was hard to get through a 10-week training camp on a calorie deficit like that. So I'm having fun again, which I think is good, you know, for my mind, and I'm able to think more. My IQ has gone up because I'm not just, you know, tired surviving through the rounds, surviving through the weeks. I'm thinking and I'm enjoying and I'm having fun, and I just feel like this year has been a big year of growth for me. It hasn't been my best year, my most exciting year, but I've taken a lot of steps to better my training and better my position and just better myself as a fighter and athlete, and I really do feel good at this weight, and I hope that comes through on the 20th.
Actually, I train for 10 hard rounds. I nearly said 12 then.
Train for 12?
I do train for 12, but I only do 10. But I train to complete all the fights, and if I get them out early, that's just a bonus. I know I've got punch power, but I don't rely on that. You know, anyone can hit anyone in the right place at the right time, and they can go down and not get back up. So I don't just rely on that. There's a lot more skill to boxing than just that.
With that in mind, do you believe that she can hurt you? There is that quote, I'm not sure where it originated, that she can't hurt you. Sorry, that you can't be hurt by her.
I don't know. Everyone can be hurt, like I said, but I do think it takes a little bit of time to adapt to, you know, carrying the extra weight around and being hit by heavier people because, you know, you're still fighting people who are a lot lighter. And when you get up and, you know, I managed that against the care, and I realised the physical difference that it was. So I think she will be surprised by that.
Would you concede this is the best weight for you? This is the most natural weight for you, 147?
147, 140, probably the most natural.
You know, more of a technical boxing fight and more strategy. I want time to play out that strategy that I know I can do, and that I think elite boxers show in a 12-round fight or a 3-minute fight. And 10 rounds is just, it's almost, I'm like outgrowing the 10 2-minute rounds. And so I did ask for 3-minute rounds for this fight, but, you know, it takes two to agree to that, and it didn't seem like Natasha or her team wanted to make it happen.
Did you want to have a comment on that? I mean, it's probably a wider discussion for another day.
I didn't ever know, to be fair. Sorry.
I was hoping you would say that. Actually, I was hoping you would say that, because now there's still plenty of time.
Look, I think there's a huge debate around 2 minutes and 3-minute rounds. I think Tasha's boxed at 2 minutes for the past all the world title fights. For me, it's the most exciting format at the moment. I think the reason we've seen such a rise, I mean, look at here today. To think 2 years ago, I think we headlined with Savannah Marshall. We struggled. There's so many eyebrows raised. To be here 2 years on and to have this level of interest in women's boxing, and to be able to open a year like next year with a fight like this, it's incredible. And I think a lot of that is down to the entertainment that women's boxing is providing right now. I think it's on a phenomenal trajectory, and I think a lot of it comes down to the explosiveness of the rounds, and I think that's something that we want in Liverpool in January.
So it was you, Ben.
I think it was me, yeah. I think, to be honest, there's still... How many fights have been at 3-minute rounds? Is it just Serrano?
2 or 3, yeah, but...
Nicola Adams as well here in the UK was the first, I think.
Yeah, Nicola Adams. Listen, if Tasha was insistent and wanted to do 3-minute rounds, we'd be open to it, but we want the best spectacle we can.
I promise you that, give us 3-minute rounds and you'll still get that work rate, you'll still get that pace. The important thing is that this is such a big topic right now, and this is the generation of women that can make that transition. Girls like me and Tasha, and we're already coming together to make this fight happen at our level. And if we don't do it, we can't expect any change. We are the ones that have to do it. We are the ones that have to set that example.
Tasha?
Yeah, good point. I've never said no. It wasn't never put on the table, so I've never said no.
Look at this, live negotiations.
Watch this
I mean,
space.
I should have just came to you with a piece of paper, wrote down everything that you want, everything that I want, and we could have done it ourselves.
Yeah?
2 and 3-minute rounds.
George?
I think you need to speak to Joe Gallagher first.
Probably something we're not going to agree on right now, but interesting discussion nonetheless. Ben, may I ask you a question? What do you think happens next for the winner and what for the loser? I know you don't represent Mikaela, but in terms of the jeopardy of this fight, what for the winner, what for the loser? It
is a huge fight. I think for Natasha, it's, as she said, it's her biggest name. This is a legacy fight. For Mikaela, she has to win as well. There's huge names, obviously. Chantel Cameron, Katie Taylor at the weekend. We'll see what happens there. Lauren Price is looking at this fight with interest as well. But this is, I feel, a must-win for both of them. I really do. I think Mikaela had such a controversial loss. She's now coming up to welterweight, deserves a lot of credit. But Natasha has decided she wants the big names. You know, she could have chosen anyone. This is a voluntary defence. To go out there and choose an icon, really, a name like Mikaela Mayer, shows what she wants to achieve now and shows what she wants from the sport. So there's a lot on the line. And yeah, I believe it's a must-win, and there's some big names for both of them after it.